Go live. Welcome. Welcome, world. Monday, May 19th, 2014. Odin and Agile Venture Scrum, where we talk about development on the Odin project. All right. Yeah. So today's issue is that we're having a difference between Abby's local environment and the staging environment, which theoretically at least has the exact same stuff going on as on her local, but it's acting differently. And by the way, I have the same issues with my local as well, so it's not just like a Heroku thing.
Okay, interesting. So what is changing?
So what is changing? That is
So
a really good point.
I did not have. Hey, Afshin.
Hello, good folks.
Hello, good sir.
Oh. Hey, we were just jumping into trying to figure out why
What's the good
the
word?
email thing is not working exactly the same on Eric's development machine or the staging server as it is on my machine. So we're out to hunt down the difference that's causing it to be different.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
That was really articulate. The difference that's making it different.
It's okay, you're sick. We'll chalk it up.
I might need that for a while. That excuse for a while.
Yeah, just hang on to it. You'll be on the mend for a long time.
That's right. Cool. So I didn't have a database full of existing users to test against. So that's any user that I've tried to test against, I had to explicitly set them as being registered before confirmation. And I'm wondering if that's where it's maybe causing something to be different. Because you have users that were previously created, right? And then you applied the migration and they got marked as being registered before confirmation.
Yep.
But I'm wondering in the console, if you pull up one of those users and then check to see if confirmation has been sent, what it says for that.
Okay, well, let's find out. So let me find. Are we in Odin? We're in Odin. Let's make this big. Okay, I don't think we need this. I'm going to infinity. Okay, we'll make you even bigger. All right, so. Oops, oh, all right. I hate it when it hangs and you have to basically just quit the terminal. Nothing I do will terminate it properly. But okay, so let's go check out the local host. Let's do Rails console. And let's take a look. So just for the record, I'll just show you what the issue is. If my computer will work. All right. Wait. And here we go. Okay, so I'm going to log in. And just for the sake of time, I'm going to use the GitHub. Oh, well, thanks for logging in. So the GitHub worked, but I still have to confirm my account before continuing. Okay. Well, what if I try to sign in the old-fashioned way? Fluidbar.com. Oh, I have to confirm my account before continuing. So this is where I get hung.
Okay.
And so.
And that's interesting. That's a person with GitHub because that might be a separate thing, but.
Well, that person, I don't even know if they actually had GitHub on their account, but we can find out.
Okay.
We can find out. Although, no, they must have, because it said you've successfully logged in with GitHub. Let's see, user dot, well, u equals user dot where, email, come on now, email, foo, add bar. Oh, dot first. Okay, well, apparently there's no fluidbar.com. That's interesting. Oh, okay. Oh, because this is the staging server, not the local host. That'll do it. That will do it. Let's see. So who do I have locally then? I bet I have. Okay, here we go. Now we got one who's been created in the past. And so down here we've got what you set is the
Okay.
register before confirmable is now true. So in theory that user should have no problems. Wait, so how am I logged in? Now I'm confused. Why am I logged in? I didn't think I could log in.
Are you logged in?
I was. That was weird. Oh, I think I might have already confirmed this one. Wait, did I?
Didn't say
Oh,
it
no,
was
not this one.
confirmed.
Oh, I was playing around with it this morning, so it might have happened. Let's see. Nope. All right, so I need to confirm my account before continuing.
Ah,
And so the created at was, a while ago.
right.
And the updated at was also a while ago. And then there's no confirmable tokens or anything like that. So this is good old-fashioned, clean, old user.
Right. Can you do active underscore for underscore authentication question mark on that user?
Nil.
See, it shouldn't be nil. It should be true.
Interesting.
Really? But and on mine, I'm also getting nil. But it shouldn't be nil. Okay, so this is what... this is where... I'll actually find it first and then I'll talk. Somewhere here.
Active for authentication. That was actually a question I had on the pull request. Oh no, never mind.
Gotcha. Yeah, so this is where I've overwritten active for authentication to say, hey, if they're registered before confirmation, then they are also active for authentication. So
let's see. So super is doing something wrong here then. So super is returning false. So why would super return false?
This is a good question. So
well, it can be because I believe you. I believe that reg before conf is true.
Right. No, I think that's exactly the right question. So now I'm going back to the device documentation to figure out what exactly super is, I guess.
Or at the very least, we can do some put s.
Because I had taken that for granted.
Okay. Super. Okay, so we got some super going on.
Are you, yeah.
And then we've got some super, then let's do some other stuff. And we'll call you other stuff. All right, how's that? Is everyone happy?
I like it.
Okay. Now if I do, let's do a reload. Let's do an active. Nil. So why are you nil, actually? Wait a second. Either way, that should be true or false.
Right.
Unless super is nil. Of course, why is it not? Why does it feel like this method isn't even being called? Because if the method was being called, I'd be getting these put s's.
Right.
What's the dealio, yo?
So can you copy and paste that stuff that you added into the chat?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw it into mine.
It's in the chat.
Thank you. Okay, I'm throwing it into mine, and then
Okay, so now I had to reload the console. So super is in fact nil.
huh.
So devise is okay. So what's going on with devise is active for confirmation? The old devise. Let's see if we can locate this. Active for authentication. Wait, why are we searching in this directory? What? The method in devise just returns true.
Bizarre.
Now I'm confused. What do you mean you can't find that? You just said you could find it. Oh, okay, that was my bad. Let's see. Huh. So perhaps, okay, so the confirmable one is actually already calling the three conditions that you've already specified. So those might even be redundant. So one of those conditions might be the issue. Or one of those conditions I think has to be the issue.
Okay, so if I just say super and register.
Reg before conf. Well, I mean, I think that would be less code, but I don't think that necessarily tells us exactly which one of these is screwing us up. But let me see. All right, so let's just keep the old puts is going. All right, so we'll call you conf required. Just because now I just can't be bothered. Oh, whoops. Okay. So let's do a whole bunch of new lines. Last one is period valid. Whatever. Now we're getting lazy. Okay. So we've got that. Let's do the old exclamation, get some space, and we're good to go. Reload this in 5 minutes. My computer is so fast. Okay. Now let's see which one is blowing us up.
It's funny, the audio is faster than the video, of course, so I can hear like this furious typing, and then about 30 seconds later, things appear on the screen.
So that wasn't actually me typing. That must be old Afshin.
Ah, interesting.
Okay.
So explain it.
All right. Actually, this should have been evident to begin with. Huh.
So that confirmation period valid is the one that returned nil?
It did.
Which makes sense because if no confirmation token has been sent, then it wouldn't be within a valid confirmation period. But the OR should catch that and say it doesn't matter because they have this other condition. Oh, confirmation period valid is returning nil instead of false. Is that what's killing it? Because it should be either true or false, and instead it's returning nil?
Yeah, that might actually. Let me see. Let's see. False or nil or true. True. So it's not. That should still be allow us to return true. Oh, but the other one actually wouldn't. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So if that one is nil, yeah, then super would return false. Then what would super return? True and nil. So it would return nil, yeah. So now you're questioning that old confirmation period valid. Let's go check out the old device source code and see where that one's coming from. Stealth. Whoa. Allow unconfirmed access for. Interesting. So you can actually set a class to have unconfirmed access. Didn't know that. Just was maybe makes sense.
Well, and that's, I believe that comes from the config file where you just set the grace period, allow unconfirmed access for blank days.
Huh. Also, allow unconfirmed access for, or not going to allow that's going to be false. So then we're on. And so then it's got to be both sent at and it's got to be sent at within the period.
So what if it was? Can we do it with parentheses? Super and in parentheses those first three things, or outside of the parentheses, or registered before confirmation?
Well, the problem is when we call super, it's actually calling those three things anyways, because that's actually part of the super method. That was duplicated code.
Okay, so just take out the and
so if you look on my
super or.
Well, so if you look on my screen, I mean, like that I think that's actually always going to evaluate to nil. As long as we don't, I mean, unless it seems like we could always override the super completely and just not call it. But that, well, yeah. That might screw things up down the road because they were pretty explicit that we should always be calling super.
Right.
So, because yeah, like my inclination would be to override this method completely. But it's still, because it's actually, this looks like a duplicate method, because I think that's what was causing me confusion when I did the find results, and which is why, like, the one in the devise source code is actually calling the super, which is actually the other version of it in devise's source code, which just evaluates to true, which is right here, in sort of the standard authenticatable module. So it looks like no matter what, even if we override the confirmable one, we'll have to wonder how that hierarchy works. Sorry, I'm just kind of blabbing out loud here.
No, it's good.
Can we actually override this whole method and change it? And then still call super? Yeah, basically what I want to know is, like, can we completely override this method, or is overriding it and then calling super always going to default right back to the method that we just tried to override? Like, are we ever going to be able to call this sort of top level one that devise has that it wants us to always call for some reason?
That's a really good question, and I don't have a really good answer.
It is rhetorical. When there's no answer, it's rhetorical. Yeah. I'm just trying to think, like, okay, so now why would devise be that explicit? Like, why would they say you overwrite this method yourself, but if you do so, don't forget to call super?
Right.
Like, okay, so why? Why? And I guess maybe some of the other modules also override that method, and it just creates this long chain of methods. And I guess maybe you just don't know which position in that chain yours is, and so you'd be screwing up the other ones by not calling super. Like lockable, for instance, exactly like lockable here. So lockable also does that. Really have no idea which one they're actually going to be calling in what order. But okay, so I wonder if maybe we confirmation required. The confirmation isn't required. But if we were to just set confirmation required to false, that would be a problem at some other point, because then it just would never check, right?
I was distracted.
Is confirmation required? Is that sacred? Or could we just set that equal to false? What do we got? Confirm that. Oh, it's a method somewhere.
Well, it's just a Boolean flag in the database, is all it is.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Oh,
Great.
wait a second. I'm sorry. I'm really back now. I was playing in the console, and I think I might have figured out something that'll work. But confirmation required is a method, yes, and I believe it's one of those intertwined methods. Yeah, if we set confirmation required, it's been too long since I read this. I think if we sent confirmation not required, then they never have to confirm their email at all.
Yeah, so that's probably not what we want to be doing.
So, okay. I was going to say tell me if I'm crazy, but that's redundant. So tell me if this is just a stupid idea. But okay, so in the console, I just kind of tried to mimic this a little bit. Like super is always going to be true. So if we had put these three things in the parentheses, so the super and this, or the registered before confirmation outside, and it seems like if any of these in the middle evaluate to false, as long as this one on the outside evaluates to true, it's still true, which is what I think should happen. Oh shoot, this is where we might have a problem. Oh yeah, no, because one of these still evaluates to true, then it evaluates to true. But then if they're all three false plus this is false, then it goes ahead and evaluates to false. It seems like just doing that with the parentheses might go ahead and tell devise, like if they're registered before confirmation, don't worry about any of the other stuff. Just go ahead and let them authenticate.
Okay, so what that would look like is just delete all this and say or. So what you trying to tell me? So on my screen, all I did was just delete a whole bunch of stuff. So now what happens if I sign in with GitHub? Ah, okay, well now my authentication failed. Oh, I think it was because I went through localhost instead of 000. Sign me up. Sign me in. Hey, what's all this about? Okay, so that looks good.
Oh,
But, so now we don't know if we broke everything else.
right.
Sounds like a good time to do some RSpec spec. Wait 10 minutes for it to finish. Oh, bugger.
Right.
I've got this other call here, too.
That's okay. I can go ahead and run the specs and email or post to the event what happened.
Mr.
Obviously,
did you have anything that you were working on? Or
Yeah, I finally got my my new machine up to speed, and I banged on the search feature trying to tweak the test over the weekend a little bit, and I'm a little bit stuck on it. So I thought I'd bounce it off you and try to move forward.
What's got you stuck?
I was thinking about WebMock, and WebMock is good at simulating a response from something out on the net. Then I thought, well, I'm not really trying to check Swift type's response. The one thing they do have is they have one call you can make to find out what the last request was. And from what I see in the developer tools, Chrome's developer tools, is Swift type, the search box there sends a GET request to a particular Swift type address. And when I check what was WebMock's last response, it says it was a post. So it's not catching the last GET or something. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm not really sure what to do next aside from just cut out those 3 tests that were a little too specific since the last time we talked. I was trying to add one other test that used WebMock, but didn't succeed.
Weren't those the tests that were more specific anyways than we really needed?
Yes.
So this is pure developer, like, need to finish a problem.
Yeah, but we also did say I would like to do one test where I guess I use WebMock or something just to make sure that request is being sent out.
Right.
And I wasn't able to do it.
So, geez. So you're saying that you're able to catch it when it makes a post request, but not when it makes a GET request?
I wouldn't exactly say it that way. Let me do a quick screen share. Grant access to this application. Oh, this is new too. Okay. What's this? Am I able to do that? Yeah, there we go. Down at the bottom there, it sends a GET request to Swift type for search results. So that fake web.last request is supposed to return the last request, and it returns a post, which is not what I see when I go in Chrome DevTools. I see that it was a GET request. So I don't know what that last request was, what that post was that it's returning, but it's not Go ahead.
Are you able to put it? Oh, yeah, it looks okay. So what happens if you put it? Like, what is it actually requesting?
You know, that last request, fake web's last request, doesn't bring back enough information to actually tell you what the post request is. It just says whether it was a post or a GET or whatever. So there's not much information.
Kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't. That seems almost silly, though. Like, why would they only record the very, very bare bones?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or what.
I feel like they must at least record the URL that it's getting and posting to. Are you able
See,
to see that?
I'll show you the. Let me show you real quick. Desktop. Start screen share. Ooh, infinity. Where is? See, here's the checking the last request. You seeing this?
I see infinity. Oh, here we go.
See what it fake web dot last request returns? It just tells you it was an HTTP protocol and it was a GET.
But it does at least tell you the URL that it's sent to. Oh.
No, it literally basically gives you this string.
Oh, but it's an object, so you should be able to run methods on it.
Last request is an object.
Well, it says it's a net HTTP GET request object. So.
Oh, I think that's just a string. Is that an object?
Yeah. I think you should be able to run methods on it.
Oh. That changes everything.
Well, you could do dot methods, and well, actually, that might give you way too many methods. But I forget what the code is to get kind of the unique methods that an object can run.
Okay, well, I was confused. I thought it was just literally that string. So yeah, I'll look into that.
Okay, yeah. Well, I've been wrong before, but yeah. Hopefully that's helpful.
Yeah, I'll take a look at that.
Or at least you'd be able to dive into it and see what the URL is and things like that.
Yeah.
Or was.
Okay, cool, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. So I was telling Abby I have a call that I'm a little bit late for right now that I got to jump over to. But so I think I'll kill the broadcast. But you guys are more than welcome to hang out, obviously.
Yeah,
Is there anything last that I could help you guys out with, or if you want to like schedule anything?
I'm good.
Yeah, I think I'm good too.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. All right. Well, I'll catch you folks tomorrow or whenever I catch you.
Thanks.
Sounds like
All
a
right.
plan.
Good night.
Night, everybody.
Bye.
Good to see you, Abby.
You
Talk
too.
to you soon.